Hey, welcome to this edition, this episode, this final edition of in the series that I've been doing of is cheap beer really that bad? So I'd like to quantify this a little bit because of some of the comments I've been getting. Cheap beer. What am I talking about? So where I live in Ontario, um, the sale of alcohol is controlled by the LCBO, the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. They set the prices, even for small producers. My understanding is there's a minimum price that you got to charge for booze, for beer, for liquor and hard stuff too. But I don't know a whole lot about that. In truth, I don't know a whole lot about the liquor laws here in Ontario, and they change. They change from region to region too. I mean, province to province as well. I mean, we're so close to the Quebec border. I can drive for 45 minutes and be in Gatineau or Hull or even Chelsea and stop at one of the Depths or one of the QV, one of their liquor stores, and it's all different. And I can get cheaper, and I can get more, and I can get varieties, and it's odd. Anyway, back to the LCBO, where I've shopped, and I purposely only went to the liquor stores that are right in my neighborhood. So my understanding is every liquor store will have a different supply of different stuff. My understanding is that for a single can of beer, the tall cans, the ones that come out to no, I want to say 500 milliliters, but they're never quite 500. But they're 473 milliliters according to the cans. It's the same. Yeah, 473 milliliters. So almost a pint. The cheapest they're allowed by law in this province to sell that is $2. Sure, if I wanted to buy an entire case of, say, a President's Choice at the superstore, or if I wanted to buy the no-name stuff at Loblaw, wherever the fuck that so, sure, it's probably cheaper, the cost per can, but I can't bring myself to buy an entire case of that. Hey, maybe it's going to be good, but here the thing is, I simply don't want to drink 12 of the same thing. I want some variety anyway. So I guess I'm willing to pay that 20 cents more per can so that I can try variety. Anyway, so that addresses what I mean by cheap, and I mean inexpensive. Okay, I don't mean, well, in some cases so far, cheaply made too. Yes, that has become apparent. A couple of them have been tasted of quality. Anyway, hey Josh, what you drinking today? So like I said, we are now on the 6th and final installment of is cheap beer really that bad? And here it is, the one that that was asked for the most. This is the one that everyone said is like the king of cheap. It's cheap, and people like it. And you know what? In my experience, I kind of like it too. It's not great. I think it's kind of marketed now towards a certain demographic that I guess you could say is like the hipster demographic now. Like, I guess we're drinking it ironically. I don't know, but in my opinion, and this is This is one of the when I reach for a cheap beer and just want like some I don't know. A lot of people seem in my comments just like seem to drink to get drunk. I do not. I've never done that. I mean, I'm not saying never. I have, and I probably will. But in general, I don't drink to get drunk. I drink for the enjoyment, for the variety, for taste, and for I guess fun. Yeah, I enjoy it. I do it because I enjoy it. Anyway, back to this. So Pabst Blue Ribbon. This is brewed by. Now it says Stroh, Canada, in Guelph. This is a little confusing to me because I was under the impression that well, I know that it's brewed by Sleeman. Maybe Sleeman owns Stroh in Canada. It still says on the can, established in Milwaukee. So what does it say? The original Pabst Blue Ribbon beer, nature's choicest products, provides prize flavor. Only the finest of hops and grains are used. Selected as America's best in 1893. So once in 1893, it was given an award as America's best and given a blue ribbon award. And more than 120 years later, we're still saying blue ribbon. Anyway, let's open it up and see what we got. Okay. What we got here? This is saying my connection is a little wonky. Okay, so from the can, it smells like a light beer. There's a decent amount of what do you call malty character to it. Not a lot, some. It's kind of got the aroma of a little bit of breadiness, a little bit of crackers, but it also has, and this is what I like about this one more than some of the other cheaper ones. It has a much more pronounced hoppiness to it. Now it's not a big IPA or anything by no means. It's still very mild, but compared to some of the other cheap ones that I've had so far, there is a distinguishable hoppiness to it. All right, so let's pour it out. And okay, I'm going to pour it the way I pour it. And all you haters on the TikTok can tell me I'm doing it wrong, but I'm not. And we can argue about it for a year and a half or more. But beer, when you pour a beer from a can or a bottle, it should have a head on it. And some of you are offended by how much of a head that I leave on it, but it's going to die down quickly. So let's not worry about it. Okay, pour it out. Oh, hold on first a sec. I got to get my my camera ready for the pour for the socials. Of course, you can see all the social media stuff there on scrolling below my face there. All right, I'm going to pour this out. I'm going to focus on the camera over here. All right. Open that up. Show that we got Pabst Blue Ribbon. I'm going to show it here. I'm going to pour it. Now, yeah, look, okay. Pour it like that at first. Keep the head down, yeah. I mean, who doesn't love head? And then give it the... But even still, the head on that is a little pathetic, isn't it? Dump the rest out. All right, back to you. I'm a little surprised that there was no head on that. My glass is relatively clean. I can see by the amount of bubbles coming off there that it's not exactly crystal clean. I can see some fingerprints and some watermarks on it, but that shouldn't have made that big a difference to like no head on this beer. Again, the maltiness comes out a little better poured out in the glass. It's mild, but it smells sweet and malty, biscuity. Again, there is some noticeable hop aroma to it, but I mean, not a whole lot. Okay, it's not bad. I mean, it's no craft beer, but it has a nice flavor. It has a nice flavor that I can only describe as beery. Okay, this is I like it. It's mild. It's beery. It's got what I would want from a cheap beer. I mean, for $2, this is tasty, refreshing. What more could I want from a cheap beer, right? I mean, it's not gourmet beer. I mean, it's like trying to compare a rump roast to a T-bone steak, right? But done right, a rump roast can be very tasty, right? Anyway, so I'm going to, in this case, say, is cheap beer really that bad? No, it's kind of good. It's not my favorite, but it's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to say thank you for watching these series. Is cheap beer really that bad? Pardon me. See, it is making me a little gassy though. Episode number 6 in the series. I'm going to wrap it. This is my wrap up, I guess. Thanks for watching. Cheers.